Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit today more about this cold approach stuff. I've been hitting this hard on this channel and I'm going to continue to hit it hard probably for as long as this channel is in existence for, because I think it's such an important thing for us as males to learn to do. And I truly believe that the world is a better off place when more of us males step up to the plate and do this cold approach stuff. I think everybody wins when you get good at this stuff and you do this stuff more often. It's good for men, but it's also good for women. It's like everybody benefits when you grow the balls and do your job as a man and do this cold approach stuff, or just approaching in general. Playing your part is the masculine role in society, let's say, being the man, like I said. And I want to share with you guys something today. I was randomly doing a search the other day on Google, and I had searched for something different. Google suggests you like these other things that you might be curious about. Like if you ask Google a question, for example, it'll pitch to you like other questions, like, oh, people also ask these things that had your similar search terms. And one thing that popped up that I found very interesting is I was doing some searching on some dating sphere sort of subject matter. And one of the things that came up was an article about why is dating in I'm not going to say my city where I live at, but why is dating in this big city where I live at hard? And it was very interesting. One of the very first results that came up when you drop down from that search thing was an article that was talking about these are the reasons why the author of this article, this is clearly like a dating site. This is a whole like dating sphere, like dating realm sort of source here, but they list it out quite plainly. And I think this is a woman that runs this site, interestingly enough, but she has this whole article about why dating in this big city is hard. And what she says here verbatim, guys, I want you to read this, is number one, demanding work schedules. Number two, long commutes. Number three, guys who don't approach women offline. And number four is a plain shortage of single people, let's say. Now, this struck me so loudly because I think, demanding work schedules, whatever, long commutes, sure. In the last one, shortage of single people, I don't know if I really believe that one. But the one that stands out is guys who don't approach women offline. That's a very, very, very big one. I've talked about this so many times before. Every single guy these days wants to hide behind an online dating profile. They want the easy way out. They don't really want to do this hard work. They just want to sit behind a smartphone screen and hope for the best kind of thing. And I've said this before, guys, and I'll say it again. Women are so frustrated that guys don't do this shit anymore. And that's why I've said this so many times, that you are at such a tremendous advantage in life if you can wrap your head around this concept, if you can get good at this stuff, if you can put yourself up to doing this on a regular basis, if you're desiring to meet women, you are going to have so much better odds of success than if you just swipe. Your profile is in one in a sea of many. That, by the way, women are overwhelmed with options online if you haven't ever frickin' had that realization. And if you don't believe me, ask any one of your girlfriends, or even make a profile of a fake woman for yourself and see for yourself. But this is reality. Like I'm telling you guys, like you set yourself apart when you're the guy that actually does the approaching the old-fashioned way. When you can do this cold approach shit, women go crazy for this stuff, and it casts you into a realm that you're like completely just, you're on your own little world out there. This is something that never happens to these women. They're beside themselves when you do it. It's fantastic. Like, how much better odds do you want? How much more of a leg up do you want? All you've got to do is grow a set of balls and learn to do this stuff. Put yourself up to doing it more. And the other like really cool thing that the reason, or part of the reason why I want males to get better at this stuff is because I think it puts you as a man a little bit more back in the driver's seat. We've lost so much as men in the dating sphere, right? What I just told you a moment ago, there's women are overwhelmed with options because all it is online today. That's all this shit is, right? They got their pick of the litter with online stuff because there's a gajillion and one abundance of males that are on there. But like, Just imagine for a second, guys, okay? Think about this. Just pause here. Hang with me. Listen to what I'm saying here. If every single guy tomorrow took down their online dating profile and committed themselves to cold approaching women or approaching them in the real world, whatever way you want to say it, if that overnight shifted, could you see the power shift there? Could you see the change of seat that you would have as a male? Okay? Things would be so drastically, so dynamically different. And this isn't a pissing contest. I'm not saying like this is some big power struggle that we need to like beat our chest and be like better than women. I'm just saying, like, I want to put you guys back in the driver's seat. I want you guys to be men. I want you to grow some balls and do this stuff. It's such a powerful, tremendous thing that's going to set you apart in the dating sphere that it gives you your power back, right? Guys, answer me this. How powerless do you feel when like every single girl that you swipe online that you actually think is attractive, and even you're down to probably doing the mildly attractive ones now because you're just like, well, I'm not getting any hits. I'll just take whatever. What if you could just forget all about that shit and not have to worry about that shit ever again? And you were able to like shift out of that weakened position, like what I'm describing there, when that's your case, when you can't freaking get a date to save your life online because you don't match with any girls you're attracted to because of this whole like abundance thing that they've got going on their side of things. Imagine the power for yourself you get to have when you get to be the selector. You get to be the one that does the initiating. You're the one now suddenly that's picking, okay? You're the one that goes out there in the world, gets to scan all your surroundings, find the women you're attracted to, and you do the approaching. You do the picking. You get to select which ones you're going to go after. And yes, they're not all going to like you back. They're not all going to give you the time of day. They're not going to whatever. But I guarantee you guys, your success rate is going to be 10 times better. You know, if you approach 10 women versus swipe through 1,000 profiles, maybe even more, your success rate is going to be much better. You're going to be more expeditiously funneling yourself towards the women that you are actually truly attracted to because, by the way, you met them in the real world. You see what they're all about from moment number one. You don't have to play this game of all this online shit where you're kind of guessing and you're hoping that the person who shows up is what you're hoping for. You know, if you actually ever freaking get to meet these people, which we all know is probably less and less likely and is more and more rare as time goes on for whatever reason. But guys, I hope this makes sense to you. I hope you understand the power that lies within this cold approach stuff, the power that you have as a man, okay? The power I made a video some time back I was just talking about, like, you should consider yourself lucky that you're on this side of the coin, right? Imagine if human nature was different and women were the ones that were tasked with approaching men. Like, you would just be waiting around all day, like hoping some woman that you're attracted to comes and talks to you, right? Yes, there's some bold girls out there in the world that do this shit. Like, that's the majority of them are not like that. They're waiting for you to make the first move. They're waiting for you to approach them. They're waiting for you to select them. They're hoping, they're the ones, strangely enough, they're hoping that some awesome guy is going to come up and approach them, okay? Yes, you've got to do self-improvement. Yes, you've got to work on yourself. Yes, you have to make yourself the best possible person that you could be, all that kind of good stuff, of course. But this cold approach stuff is such an integral part of that. It's so important. You have to, I think, wrap your mind around this at some point if you're going to be one of those like powerful selector people, let's say, in this world. And you know, let's not forget, there's a lot of men that just settle because they literally believe they can't get any better, and they just settle for shit and they just take whatever they can get. But are they really happy? Maybe, probably not. And like, do you want to be that guy though? Do you want to be somebody that settles on some shit that you're not interested in, right? Or do you want to be that strong, powerful guy that has a set of freaking nuts between your legs and you just walk up to any girl that you want to because you want to? It's your God-given right to do that. Like I said, they don't have to give you the time of day. They don't have to give you anything. They don't have to do shit. But I guarantee you, this speaks so loudly when you can do this stuff, when you can approach a woman in this sort of fashion. It's just, it's amazing. It's the coolest thing in the world when it works out. And yes, it doesn't always work out. you might even say that a majority of the time it might not work out, or it's going to take you some time to get better at this stuff. But once you start to get some traction, once you get a couple wins underneath your belt, you will see and feel and appreciate the power that lies within this stuff. And I want each and every single one of you guys out there to get good at this stuff, to master this, to feel what it feels like to walk up to a complete stranger, make something happen, make magic happen, make a spark, make a moment, get something going, and hopefully it goes well for you. And you're going to go, let me tell you this, guys. One of the best feelings in the world is when you start with a woman who's a complete fucking stranger to you, right? To go from a complete stranger to the night you finally get her in your bed and you're sealing the deal. I'm not saying you got to rush through that whole process. There's going to be a progression through some dating and all this kind of stuff, but it's the craziest thing in the world when you go from complete stranger to having a girl in your bed that you desire, that you want. It's the best feeling in the world. I want you guys all to know what that feels like. I want you to experience that. I want you to have that. And you can have that, guys. You can do that. You can experience that just as much as any other man on this earth. This is basic stuff. This is like primal instinctive shit that's inside of you. You gotta drum it up. You gotta pull it out from inside of you. You gotta grow a pair of balls at some point in time, guys. If you're gonna do this stuff, you can. Don't doubt yourself. You can do this just as much as any other man on this face of this earth has had this realization, grown this inner strength, grown this inner power, discovered the power for themselves. They're out there doing it. You could do it too. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk real soon.